Hey everyone, Dave Guerra here. Welcome back. It's This Vet Cooks, the weekly show where I make something from stuff that's laying around the house. Now, actually, we look up recipes and we actually have recipes. And this week's recipe, what is it? Well, a while back, here's a story. A while back, for I think it was Christmas, not last year, but the year before all of this nonsense. And my daughter gave me a book. It was pretty cool. It was this Cooking with Beer book right here. It looks like a beer bottle, right? See in the back, looks like a beer bottle or beer can. Sorry about that, beer can. And it says, cooking with beer. Add flavor and fun to your meals with the world's favorite beverage, beer. All right, and then on the back it said, beer is not just for drinking. Add it to great tasting recipes and you'll discover that it makes a wonderful ingredient as well, beer. So guess what? There are like 45 recipes in this thing. And we're going to do the first one out of this one. Now, throughout the series, I have it already laid out. We're going to be doing a lot of recipes out of this. So the first one, it's hot off the grill. It's Hoisin Chicken Thighs. Hoisin Chicken Thighs. Now, folks, about this recipe, heads up. This is one that's going to require some time. You have to do some stuff beforehand before you can actually start cooking, grilling, whatever, the chicken. All right, you got to prep for it. So let's talk about the ingredients and let's get some other stuff out of the way. Alrighty, so what are ingredients? What are they? What do we need to make the Hoisin Chicken Thighs? Hoisin Chicken Thighs. Well, we're going to need about 8 pieces or 8 thighs. And the recipe says it's 8 thighs. Everybody gets 2, so it makes 4. And it's going to be about 2.5 pounds of thighs. So just to give you an idea of what's going on there. What else do we need? We're going to need some garlic, fresh garlic cloves, minced. We're going to need some ginger. Yeah, this is ginger. We're going to need it shredded and grated, not shredded, grated. And be careful because it gets a little fibrous when you're shredding it. But you need 2 tablespoons of that. What else do we need? Well, you can't have hoisin without the hoisin sauce. We got to get some hoisin sauce. Here I'm using the Lee Kum Ki Hong Kong hoisin sauce, 8.5 ounce jar. Careful, it's very, very sticky while you're working with it. Once you start adding the other ingredients, it breaks down a little bit. The stickiness goes away, but when you start cooking it again, the stickiness does return, so be careful. We need some dark brown sugar. Apparently there's 2 types of brown sugar. There's a light brown and there's a dark brown, so make sure you get the dark brown. So that's what this is, dark brown sugar. And of course, you can't cook anything without the soy sauce, so again, some soy sauce right there. And of course, because we're cooking with beer, we're going to use half a cup of beer, and in this case it's Lone Star, the national beer of Texas. And again, folks, cooking with Lone Star, by far one of the best things you can do if you're going to cook with a beer. I know it's regional, you might have your own beer that you're going to cook with, but you know what? This is my region, this is the beer I'm going to cook with. So cheers, prost, and half a cup of that's what's going to go into this. So let's start putting everything together, and we're going to speed it up. So again, it won't be that long, but a couple of things to note at the end when we're done mixing all of the ingredients. We're going to have to take out half a cup of the mixture before we add the chicken. Okay, so let's get to mixing. Hey, before I really get diving into that video, you're going to see me speed things up. I want to talk about why I mentioned that this is going to take some prep work. Check this out. In the first ingredients, after you combine the hoisin, the beer, the ginger, the garlic, the soy sauce, and the brown sugar in a large bowl, stir to blend. Remove half cup mixture and reserve it. We're going to use that later on. Add the thighs to the bowl, turning to coat, meaning as we're adding it to turn it, make sure it coats. Now here's what I'm talking about with the prep. Refrigerate anywhere from 2 hours to overnight. Okay, so the more it refrigerates, the more it marinades, all of that. So that's a good thing. More brines up actually because we got soy in there, and soy sodium. So what's going to happen? It's going to let those juices infuse into the chicken. It's going to be really good. My mouth is watering already. And in this case, we started at 8 o'clock this morning, so that was 0800, and now it is, as we're recording, it's on the verge of 6 p.m. It's on the verge of 6 p.m. So that's going to be 10 hours of just sitting in the fridge, just juices, and occasionally you turn the chicken in the bowl, so that way it coats it evenly and gets all the juices in there. Alrighty, so let's get to work. Alrighty, well listen, what do we do with the rest of the beer? We only used half a cup. What do you think we're going to do with this? Cheers, Prost, Salud. We're ready on the oven there, so good deal. Oh, ice cold, brewing in Texas since 1884, the national beer of Texas, Lone Star. This is not a paid ad. So again, whatever works for you, really, truly, whatever beer works for you. It can be a little hoppy, a little grainy, a little IPA. You know, I'm not too sure. Maybe I'm going to try IPA on the next time I do this one. I'm going to try an IPA. You know, it's got that little extra spice. I wonder if that's going to carry in and what that'll do to the flavor combination. But hey, listen, I want to take some time to say, hey, thank you to everyone that's following along on Twitter at This Vet Cooks. On Instagram, instagram.com/thisvetcooks, or on the app, on the Instagram app, just look for This Vet Cooks, all one word. And on Facebook, thank you again to the ones of all of you that are following. I greatly appreciate you following. I know most of your family, some of you are friends, but hey, again, I thank you for watching. I thank you for your time, your input. Definitely going to do some of these things. Fish tacos, that's going to happen as well. What else? We got stuff coming down the line. So again, don't forget, if you have an idea, don't forget to add it to the show notes or the notes, the comment section. Also, don't forget to visit the webpage, www.thisvetcooks, all one word.com. Be looking forward there. Say hi, stop by, say hi, leave a comment on Twitter, on Instagram, or on Facebook, anywhere. And love to hear from you. Let me know. So let me go ahead and polish this off, and let's get back to, well, now we got to start frying up that chicken. Or grilling it, actually. Grilling that chicken. All right, folks, we're ready now. Camera 2 is now showing you the grill pan. Now, like I said at the beginning of this, back to camera 1 now. As I said at the very beginning, you can grill these. You can put them out in the grill, and we're going to do that or not do that. We're not doing that today. You can put them in the, cook them up on a grilled stovetop kind of pan, which is what we have here. Then there's also that little lid, kind of weird, funky looking 9x13. It's got grilling, so you can grill indoors, and it drains off the grease and stuff off to the sides, which is pretty cool. But here we are. So what we're going to do is skin side down for about 5 minutes, and we have the single burner running. That single burner, we have it set somewhere just above 4. There we go. Oh, it's cooking nice and hot. We have our chicken ready to rock and roll, skin side down for 5 minutes. So I'm going to put down several pieces. Oh, and everything here is already set at skin side down. Nice. Oh, and that hoisin smells fantastic. That mixture. Now the only problem is, down the bowl, as you get further down, guess what's going to happen? It's going to get a little bit more, you're going to get more moisture down there, because you're getting down to the bottom of the pan. So now here's where we say, Alexa, give me a 5-minute timer. But I won't say that here. I'm going to say, I won't say that to my machine. I just said it for your machine. Echo, give me a 5-minute timer.
5 minutes, starting now.
And that's it. So again, so if your Alexa is listening, Alexa, what day is it? You got to be careful, right? So if you have your speakers on, yeah, that's what happens. So we're just going to keep an eye on this 5 minutes, and then we're going to go ahead and move it over to the oven. We're going to move it into the oven, and that's where it's going to finish cooking. So again, just to seal up the skin, get it nice and crispy, get it going, and it starts releasing that aroma from the hoisin sauce, the garlic, the ginger. You smell all that. The beer, not so much. We only used half a cup, but you can also smell the soy. Alrighty, so let's speed things up a little bit. All right, folks, I kind of got ahead of myself again. It's been 5 minutes on the skin side down. We're gonna flip this over and cook the non-skin side. And we're going to do that here. And we're going to cook that for about 3 minutes or so. If you can see here on camera 2, there are some tiny little grill marks. But there they are, little burn char marks. So, Alexa, give me a 3-minute timer. Hey folks, if you weren't ready, that's on you. Echo, 3-minute timer, please. Okay, so now we've got all the chicken ready to rock and roll. It's going to go in the oven. Now the recipe does call for we took that half cup out. We're going to brush it on each side periodically. If you were grilling this, you'd grill it. You put it on the grill, do the brush, you brush the upside. So that way it just goes down. You flip it 5-10 minutes later, brush the other side, flip it again 5-10 minutes later, and you complete. So you want to do 3 brushings all together. So we're going to do the same thing here. We're going to brush the top layer, and we're going to cook for about 15 minutes. And then we're going to flip it over, brush the other side, 10 minutes. And then we're going to wait 5 more minutes and brush it again on the non-skin side, because that's going to absorb a lot more. So it's going to be nice, delicious, tasty, but we've got to brush it. So let's get to brushing. Okay, so now, what are we going to serve this with? What are we serving with this? Well, it's chicken. It's hoisin sauce, so it's kind of got that Asian flair to it. Really nice, sticky, fantastic. And what I recommend is better rice. Just served over better rice. Nothing fancy. Nothing fancy. You can just do plain white rice or long grain brown rice. Whatever works for you. Whatever you like. No one's saying it has to be this. That's the beauty of all of this. Now, well, I am though. If you're going to do a white rice, then melt some butter off to the side and some cilantro, so that way you mix it in, so you get a lemon cilantro or a lime cilantro rice. And over here on camera 2, there it is. I just brought it into camera 2. We've got. Did you know that you could freeze cilantro? Yes, cilantro. You can freeze it. Now, how do you freeze it? Well, you get one of those plastic ice cube trays, and you chop up some cilantro, you fill in the trays, and then here it is. No water, no olive oil. Put in some olive oil, right? So you fill it up, add the cilantro, and there it is. Freeze them up. Then once it's all frozen, take them out, put them in a baggie, and now you've got cilantro that'll last. You don't have to go out and buy your fresh out of cilantro. Well, guess what? You just froze some fresh cilantro, and it's got olive oil in it, so it's ready to rock and roll. And that's what we're going to use to make our cilantro lime or cilantro lemon rice. Hey everybody, again, it's the show, and you know what I talk about in the show. Yeah, I love to cook. No formal training, but I still love to cook, love to bake, love to make stuff. Again, don't get to be This Vet Cooks unless you cook. And also, definitely want to shout out to all my veteran brothers and sisters out there. These are still some crazy times. I mean, as I'm recording this episode, we've got 2. Well, one is going to be a hurricane. The other one may or may not make it to hurricane status, but 2 of them in the Gulf of Mexico. I'm telling you, things change on a day-to-day basis. I mean, it was like, at first we were going to get some of the rain from this Marco, and then it turns out we're not getting the rain from the Marco, and then it came back to yes, we're getting rain, and now it's a no. And it's just crazy, but things are changing day by day, hour by hour, and that's life. We got to roll with the punches, right? We got to roll with the punches. We're taught to adapt. We're taught to overcome. We're taught to win. And we're taught to win as a team. And guess what? Sometimes we need a little extra help winning. And that's where the Veterans Crisis Line comes into play. And folks, you got to make that call. If you're in a situation, you're hurting, you need some help, Make that call, 1-800-273-8255. When they answer, press the number 1. It's an automated attendant that answers. Press the number 1, then you're going to get taken. It's a real person will then answer. Okay. Once that real person answers, they're going to ask you a couple of questions just to make sure they send you to the right place. Okay. So as I mentioned before, because if your situation deals financial and it's not anything else, well, guess what? They're going to send you to somebody who can help you. Okay. But don't worry, the person that's taking your call is also trained to help. So, you might just end up staying with that person. But either way, no matter what you do, things are not looking good. You think they're not looking good. You believe they're not looking good. You feel they're not looking good. Then make the call. Because you know you better than anybody else. I don't know you. I'm just telling you to make the call. You know yourself better than anybody else. Don't let anybody else tell you different. So make the call. Make the call. I'm asking you, make the call. So please do so. Hey everyone, couple of things. Had a question. What was the bugle call at the end of the show? That bugle call it's a call to mess. You go to the mess hall. That's the thing in the military. You go to the mess hall. And so it's a bugle call. So at the base, whenever it was dinner time or breakfast or lunchtime, somebody would not stand out there. It's like, come and get it. No, that doesn't happen. That's only in movies. There's an actual bugle call. It's time to eat. This is it. This is mess call time. And that's what that bugle call is at the end of the show. So with all the exit credits. So that's that. So now that's the bugle call. Also, hey, listen, if you're a fan of like 90 Day Fiance or Love After Lockup or what else is there? I said that. Marcy and Darcy and what else? Darcy and Mr. Darcy and no, that's a different show. Marcy and Stacy, I think it's what it's called. What else is there? Documentaries. It's some documentaries. Then you got to check out my brother's show. My brother and his wife, my sister-in-law, they have a show and it's called Talking Shenanigans. Folks, check it out. It's about an hour long, but they pull no punches, hold no bars. Again, if they're going after something, they're going to go after something, and that makes the show awesome because, again, they're not afraid. So that's a very good thing. So, speaking of, echo stop. There we go. So again, Talking Shenanigans, my brother's show. Check it out. It's here on YouTube. And by all means, tell them I sent you and watch it or else. No, I'm kidding. Just watch it if you want. It's a cool show. A really good show. Alrighty, folks. There it is here on camera 2. That's it. Chicken. The Hoisin Chicken Thighs. And served over a bed of rice, white rice in this case, with some cilantro, butter, and some lime juice. It was actually lime juice. Not a lot, but good flavor, and you might need to add a little salt and pepper. But there it is, good to go, real quick. All in all, it took us maybe about an hour, all in all, from beginning to end. Now, don't forget that I did have to create that marinade, and the chicken had to marinade there for a while. Minimum 2 hours is what the recipe says, but overnight, I can only imagine what these, 10 hours have been? I can only imagine what overnight will do. So, again, thank you. Thank you for watching. Those of you that follow, thank you for all your follows, all your likes, all your comments, all your shares. Again, follow me on Twitter at This Vet Cooks on Twitter, on Facebook, facebook.com/ThisVetCooks, and on Instagram, This Vet Cooks, and also the website www.thisvetcooks. Also, as I mentioned earlier, listen, that number 1-800-273-8255. Press the number 1 when the automated attendant answers. Go ahead and get that under control. Everyone, make the call if you need to make the call. Listen, my name is Dave Guerra. Go Army, beat Navy. We're getting there. It's almost that time, so get ready. Go Army, beat Navy, and This Vet Cooks.